Our stories today are going to be about owls. And in your kit, you are going to have an owl craft to do. And this is what your owl will look like. And you will have everything in your kit you need to make your owl puppet. So this is so your owl can go woo woo. Alright, then you will get a counting game in there. And you will have 3 numbers. So what you will do is count the number of owls and then put the clothespin on the correct number. So we'll count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Here's 8, 2, 3. So we will put our clothespin on 8. Then you will get another sheet and you will count those owls and put your clothespin on the correct number. Okay, our first stories today. The first one is Lazy Ozzy. Has anybody ever told you you're lazy? All right. This is Ozzy. Ozzy was a very lazy owl. It's time you learn to fly, said Mother Owl one day. But Ozzy said, oh, do I have to? He didn't want to learn to fly. All that wing flapping, he said, looked like too much work. Ozzy's favorite thing to do was to sit around all day. I'm practicing being wise, he said. Well, I want you to fly, said his mother sternly. Now I'm going out to look for some food. And if you are wise, you will be on the ground by the time I come back. Ozzy thought and thought hard. If he was wise, then he should be able to think of a way of getting down to the ground without flying. Suddenly he noticed the horse who lived in the barn. The horse's head came up almost as high as where Ozzy was sitting. Ozzy had an idea. Help, help, he yelled. What's the matter? What's the matter? Asked the horse. It's an emergency, it's an emergency, cried Ozzy, jumping onto the high horse's back. Take me to the milk shed. So the high horse took Ozzy to the milk shed. In the milk shed, there lived a cow who wasn't quite as high as the horse. It's an emergency, cried Ozzy, jumping onto the not-so-quite high cow's back. Take me to the pigsty. So the high horse and the not-so-high cow took Ozzy to the pigsty. In the pigsty lived a pig. The pig wasn't as tall as a horse or the cow, but he was a big pig. It's an emergency, cried Ozzy, jumping onto the pig's back. Take me to the barnyard. So the high horse and the cow and the pig took Ozzy to the barnyard. In the barnyard, there lived a sheepdog. See, there's a sheepdog. The sheepdog wasn't as tall as the pig. He was a short sheepdog. It's an emergency, cried Ozzy, jumping onto the short sheepdog's back. Take me to the pasture. So the horse, the cow, the pig, and the sheepdog took Ozzy to the pasture. In the pasture, there lived a lamb. The lamb wasn't tall as a sheepdog. She was a little lamb. It's an emergency, cried Ozzy, jumping onto the little lamb's back. Take me to the duck pond. So the high horse, the cow, the pig, the sheepdog, the lamb, took Ozzy to the duck pond. In the duck pond, there lived a duck. The duck wasn't as tall as the lamb. He was a dinky duck. It's an emergency, cried Ozzy, jumping onto the duck's back. Take me to the barn. So the horse, the cow, the pig, the sheepdog, the lamb, and the duck took Ozzy back to the barn. As soon as they got there, Ozzy hopped down to the ground from the duck's back. He done it! He done it! Now that's what you call being wise, he told himself. Did he fly? Of course not. So what's the emergency? Asked the horse. Oh, said Ozzy, I was only kidding. Wasn't that fun? The horse, the cow, the pig, the sheepdog, the lamb, and the duck weren't amused. They went away grumbling, but Ozzy was happy. His plan had worked. He was pretty wise. I flew all the way down, he said proudly to his mother when she came back. Mother Owl gave him a big smile. That's wonderful, she said. Ozzy thought she was pleased with him, but he didn't know she'd been watching the whole time. Now let's see you fly back up, said Mother Owl. So you think Ozzy got in trouble? I believe he did. He wasn't so wise after all. Our next one is Cock-a-doodle-hoo. In the morning, Owl woke to a nip, a pinch, and he heard clucking and squawking. He was surrounded by bony feet and beady eyes. He was in the hen house. Look, there he is. He's no hen. He's no rooster. We need a rooster. Hoo, hoo. What a shame. We could give him a try, said the hens. Can you peck like a rooster? Said one of the bony hens. Owl tried to peck. Can he scratch like a rooster? Owl tried to scratch. Can he cock-a-doodle-doo like a rooster? Owl tried to cock-a-doodle-doo. The hens awarded him no points for pecking, no points for scratching, and no points for cock-a-doodle-dooing. What a clown, what a loser. We'll have to go. He'll have to go. Hoo, hoo, cried the owl sadly. He liked the warm, cozy hen house and the yard dappled with spring sunshine. The speckled hen put her bony wings around him. Excuse me. I'll teach you how to be a rooster, she clucked. And she did. Owl learned how to march up and down, guard the hen house, puff out his chest. He was doing very well until the other hen said, try to cock-a-doodle-doo. Owl tried very hard. He tried his best, but he was an owl after all, and he just hooted like an owl. Hoo, hoo! The other hens were not impressed. A rooster must cock-a-doodle-doo. All he does is hoot. What sort of egg do you hatch out of? A square one, they asked. Owl got cross. Whoops. He'd had enough. He was hungry. He was fed up with the silly hens. So he said, I am an owl, not a fowl. Owls aren't hens. We hoot in the moonlight. We don't peck corn. We catch corn. And we catch rats, squawked the hen, peering into the hen house. A rat! A rat is in our hen house. The rat was stealing the eggs, eating the corn, and chasing the chicks. When Owl heard this, he pricked up his ears. He flexed his sharp claws and stretched his soft wings. Then silently as a floating feather, he flew across the hen house. Snip, snap, he caught the rat and gobbled it up. The rat was tasty and delicious. The hens were speechless. They fussed around Al in a flurry and his feathers and clucks. Now, do you think they'll keep him? And Al puffed out his chest with a swagger and he shouted, "Cock-a-doodle-doo! Our very own special rooster. Our beautiful googly-eyed rooster. Our hero, our rat-catching Al." So, looks like Al got to stay with the hens after all. Let me get my book I knocked over here. Let's see. Okay. Our next story is Owls Always Love You. Time for bed, my little one. Another day is through. As we snuggle up together, you know, Owl, I'll always love you. My happy hoppy rabbit, it's time you were in bed. Nestle down in your burrow and rest your sleepy head. Twitching tiny field mice under the moon. It's time to close your sleepy eyes. We'll both be snoozing soon. Shuffling and snuffling hedgehog, the stars are shining bright. Let's curl up in pile of leaves and say a sweet good night. Good night, my baby squirrel, high up in your tree. You are so precious, especially to me. Pretty flitting songbirds, fly back to your nest. Something special happened. I wonder if you guess. The new chicks sing cheep, 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 cheep. It's time for us to go to sleep. All right, they're all gone to bed. Now, we're going to do 5 little monkeys jumping on the bed. These out. Mr. Crocodile. Get these. Okay, can you hold up 5 fingers? And let your hand go up and down. Whoops. 5 little monkeys jumping on the bed. One fell off and bumped his head. Mama called the doctor and the doctor said, "No more monkeys jumping on the bed." 4 little monkeys jumping on the bed. One fell off and bumped his head. Mama called the doctor and the doctor said, "No more monkeys jumping on the bed." 3 little monkeys jumping on the bed. One fell off and bumped his head. Mama called the doctor and the doctor said, "No more monkeys jumping on the bed." 2 little monkeys jumping on the bed. One fell off and bumped his head. Mama called the doctor and the doctor said, "No more monkeys jumping on the bed." 1 little monkey jumping on the bed. One fell off and bumped his head. Mama called the doctor and the doctor said, "No more monkeys jumping on the bed." All right, now we'll do 5 little monkeys teasing Mr. Crocodile. Okay. 5 little monkeys sitting in the tree, teasing Mr. Crocodile, you can't catch me. Along comes Mr. Crocodile, quiet as can be, and snaps that monkey right out of the tree. 4 little monkeys sitting in the tree, teasing Mr. Crocodile, you can't catch me. Along comes Mr. Crocodile, quiet as can be, and snaps that monkey right out of the tree. 3 little monkeys sitting in the tree, teasing Mr. Crocodile, you can't catch me. Along comes Mr. Crocodile, quiet as can be, and snaps that monkey right out of the tree. 2 little monkeys sitting in the tree, teasing Mr. Crocodile, you can't catch me. Along comes Mr. Crocodile, quiet as can be, and snaps that monkey right out of the tree. 1 little monkey sitting in the tree, teasing Mr. Crocodile, you can't catch me. Along comes Mr. Crocodile, quiet as can be, and snaps that monkey right out of the tree. Okay, boys and girls, we'll see you in a couple of weeks. And remember, we have story time in the parking lot at 10:30 on Tuesdays. And if you want to come by and pick up your kit, you can come into the library and pick it up during hours. Thank you.